So
Mm.
this book was birthed out of the court because I sat with so many couples and families who were in conflict, and how do we get them there? So one of the first things you're gonna, oh my God, this jumping way ahead of myself, but I'm not gonna give you all too much, because two things I do in this book, I parallel the 12 spiritual, universal laws. When I say to people, everything God did was their laws and principles. Like the law of gravity works for everybody, right?
Right.
You're on the top of a 50 feet building. I don't care if you're how say you are or whatever. You jump off, the same thing gonna happen to you that happens to the center, okay? Because the law of gravity says that man cannot float, not in the earth, anyways. Okay, the law of reciprocity works for everybody. If you give, it gives back. So what we
Mm.
did in this particular book is took the 12 spiritual laws to parallel those with the 12 I call one of my clients, so I was going to call them 12 strategies for resolving conflict. And one of my clients said to me when he goes, no, I think you should call them the 12 commandments for resolving conflict. So we take the spirit to a spiritual law with the 12 commandments that we came up, and we parallel those to show you how when you start to live a certain way, things work out.
Okay.
So we start out in this book talking about, why conflict is necessary. Because number one, that is designed to help you grow. Out of
Right.
conflict, we create something beautiful. Is what one of the things I talk about there. So if you want to create something beautiful, conflict is nothing but differences that we share. Conflict is not
Mm-hmm.
what we thought it to be, meaning that you have to be angry and you're ready to fight someone. You know, those are emotions. Conflict are just differences. We share differences here.
Wait a minute, Dr. Linda. Please stop right there. Can you say that last statement again? Because I think for many of us, we don't separate the two. So can you
Yeah.
say that again?
Yes. Conflict is not anger, warring, fighting, and fussing. That is not conflict. That's war. Conflict is, I'll put it this way: the wars and all the negative emotions and the fighting, all of that is birthed out of differences that we share.
Mm, mm,
So
mm,
the
mm.
differences we share is what we need to talk about. And yes, sometimes it can be emotional based on the differences that we're discussing. But what I talk about in the book is that if we learn how to have a civil conversation, you can create something not only for you, but for the rest of the world to use.